It seems like every few months I find myself talking about linear TV and its dismal ratings. Well, actually, that's exactly what I do. In fact, one of the great things about linear TV is actually knowing what the ratings are. Unlike streaming, they can't be hidden, and if you're a company that's looking to buy ad space, this is a good thing. Of course, if you're a consumer that's looking for good programming, this is also a good thing. Overall, the reception of something allows the audience to make choices that are based on a common experience. This is why the removal of the YouTube dislike count is a clear corporate interest move to pretty much everyone. It's also why comments aren't allowed on certain videos. It's when comments aren't allowed that things are a little suspicious. It shows that in a time when we are hearing all about this narrative push for transparency, you're getting the exact opposite from the people that are making the push for transparency. As this isn't a political channel, I'll point you to some great discussions that go on all the time over with Comics Division's channel, Wes Moody's channel, and many of the other channels around the Fellowship. We talk about this stuff all the time on many different shows. But today, I only have one and only need one article to support the conversation we're about to have. Fading ratings. How far broadcast TV has tumbled since 2015. Yeah, it's pretty massive. I think we should talk about why. Here we go. From time to time, Variety puts together some great research, and they do decent analysis of the current media landscape. And I say decent, being a little bit forgiving. The conclusions that they often reach are kind of a stretch, but at least the numbers that they gather are very informative. The key demographic for advertisement, of course, we all know, is between 18 and 49 years old. This group is coveted because it has the ability to purchase things or a drive to purchase things. At the age of 49 to 55, most people are established and their consumer spending habits change to like maintenance or retirement planning.
You're old.
All of that makes a lot of sense. This demographic is shrinking in many ways for many different reasons. The first reason probably is because most people are cutting the cord and they're not paying for over-the-air content any longer. This makes them even harder to track. Second, this demographic is literally under attack by these so-called entities that actually need them to watch their narratively based and or driven programs, which they don't seem to be interested in. Let's look at the collapse from 2015 to the fall of 2021. These are both numbers from the quarters that make up the fall. VIP is focusing here on primetime viewing since it's been the standard issue of measure since the creation of the rating systems, to be honest with you. And it also allows for both live viewing as well as same-day viewing of programming. So the fall off, as you can see, is quite dramatic. Since 2015, the four majors have cratered, with Monday fall off nearly 70% across the board. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., there are significant fall-offs between 45% and 76% for every other day of the week. This pattern here is quite alarming if you are an advertiser being consistently asked for more and more money for your 30-second spots during these primetime shows. As Variety points out here, the days with the smaller fall-offs are being propped up by live sports, specifically the NFL in the fall, which makes a lot of sense since they're looking at the fall. But even with that, you're going to see some significant changes, especially on Thursdays, because the NFL is going to, in 2022, be leaving network television and going, I believe, over to Amazon, if I remember correctly. When we do look at the average demo ratings here from 2015 and 2021 in a side-by-side comparison, the collapse is even more real, or it becomes even more evident. The sports are even falling off, by the way. To boil it down simply, VIP gives us an infographic that everybody should be paying attention to. Shows or specials with an average rating of 1.0 or higher in 2015, there were 77 of them. In 2021, there were just 10. If you do the quick math there, you're right. That's 67 less shows. The number of shows that are on the bottom of the barrel, as far as numbers go, that are, somewhere around 0.5 in 2015, there were a total of 5 shows that were 0.5 or less. But in 2021, there's 85. And again, quick math, that means there are 80 more shows that dwell in the basement. That's pure insanity.
Dangerous insanity.
You cannot hide from these numbers. They're right there. You can't get away from them. You can try to explain it away, or you can ignore the elephant in the room, which of course is narrative stuff. But again, we'll talk about that a little later, and not so politically. But Variety does that by saying that the audience is turning away from scripted TV in favor of sports and specials. But honestly, we all know that that's not the case, and we'll talk about that here a little bit further on. Audiences are actually tired of lies and a narrative, and that's obvious. It's plain and simple. The timetable here correlates with massive misleading information going into the 2015-2016 election cycle by the corporate content creators. Read mainstream media, which I'm trying to rebrand. Several articles have been written by even progressive websites and other outlets saying or citing that the shift in trust as far as media goes is at its lowest point in modern history. The shows started to preach and demean the audience, so maybe there's something to that. They attacked the foundation the foundations, I should say, of merit and the natural organic diversity that we've been forging in pop culture for the last 50 to 60 years. And of course, this turned off nearly everyone. If you write a bad show, you lose the audience. If you don't learn from that and you continue to write more bad shows, it's on you.
This is your fault.
Even established IPs can't save you because you're still writing with the same bad underlying principles and practices, and obviously narrative. There are excuses that are given when it comes to these ratings, as I mentioned before. The reliance on reality TV because of its cost has become a crutch for networks, as appeal for this programming isn't as high as was initially, outside of a few very specific programs or some interest-based networks like Discovery. The shift from scripted programs put many writers out of TV. They just aren't there anymore. And with the questionable talent of newer writers coming in, you make scripted programming even less appealing. Again, all the same things we've just talked about. Of course, Variety says in one paragraph what they should have applied to their entire analysis here in this article, and just started writing this article over again. The analysis is not meant to sound like a death knell of television. It remains very much alive, but instead it depicts a new landscape. Broadcast TV remains an important way for advertisers to reach existing and potential customers, and that's incredibly true. Creating shows that hit all 4 quadrants is hard. It absolutely is. Heck, if you hit one quadrant, you seem to be doing well. It's kind of a miracle nowadays if you actually do that. Yet creating shows with the greatest and widest possible appeal seems to be the best way forward. At least logically, right? There are 0 logical reasons to do anything otherwise, to be honest with you. So to advertisers, I would say this: insist on advertising only on shows with the broadest and widest popular appeal to the people that have the actual money and spend it. If you don't do that, the demographics for those consumers will continue to shrink, and you will be bound to limited marketing options if, you're trying to reach customers, which that's bad. As consumers, we can continue to vote with our wallets, which, believe it or not, we've been doing, and it's been successful. I mean, across the board, including with movies, and someday we'll do a reason why that's true. But look, here in this country and around the world, voting with your wallet works. Put simply, just stop watching destructive television. Don't watch anything that's destructive in the marketplace, because that includes films as well. Strangely, you can also apply this to streaming services that really just only have 1 or 2 good shows, and the rest of things that are there, the content is just garbage.
So this is not going to work. This is garbage.
As consumers, we can always make a difference when it comes to the world of entertainment and pop culture. We can just elect to consume the good stuff. I can't reiterate that enough. Probably said it 6 or 7 times here in this brief video. But hey, we've come to the point where I say, what do you think? Do you think it's pretty evident why we're having crashing TV ratings across the demographic norms or the preferred demographics? Do you think it's possible for TV to rebound, at least when it comes to scripted programming, and make things that are more appealing? Or do you think that the inevitable demise of linear television and many, many streaming services are just merely over the horizon? Go ahead and leave your comments down below. We'll have a conversation about them. I love to do that, and I appreciate all of your support and interaction. So with that being said, be sure to support other independent creators as well. They absolutely need your support. They're not getting it right now. The mainstream media, or excuse me, the corporate content creators out there are the ones where YouTube and other major platforms are driving traffic there with the algorithms, right? So by adding a like, subscribing to somebody, commenting on a video, you are helping engagement and you're helping build the channels that you enjoy. So again, it's a consumer movement. With all that being said, I'll end the video the same way I always do. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.